All right, guys, the sun is low in the sky, and this has been a get shit done day. This is the Quail Aviary I keep talking about in progress. There's two sections framed out now. There's the first one that's already filled in with dirt. And I thought this would be a good time to do the first video because you can see kind of the progression. And if you look, it just looks like a big giant bed box spring. And all these cross pieces are for is just to help keep these 16-foot 2x10s from bowing with all the dirt pressure that's in there. That box will be one section, and we'll have cattle panels arched over with hardware cloth to protect the birds. I found out you can get 50-foot by 4-foot reels of it from Walmart for $50. So $200 I can do the whole thing except the ends, and maybe one more roll to do the ends. Chicken wire would be fine to keep adult quail in, but not to keep yellow racer snakes out. I got a lot of yellow racers around here. So that'll help really protect the birds. But as you can see, there's a sunset starting to happen. It's Friday evening, so there's beer with my name on it. But I wanted to at least give you guys a little bit of a heads up of what's going on here and sort of how this is going to look. So there'll be one more section going past the wheelbarrow there. And the birds will be able to move from each section on either a 7 or 10 day rotation. And we got 12 by 10, so 120 square feet. I don't think in a week they'll take it down to nothing. I really don't. And I have a plan to make sure there's always 50% where they can get to the dirt, but they can't take it all the way down to the dirt. I'm going to build some simple 2x4 frames with hardware cloth on top of them and place them like, you know, kind of like strategically through each location, and they'll move whenever the birds move. And what that'll do is in those locations they can browse, but they can't get down to the dirt. Where they get down to the dirt and the other 50%. That means that they'll be here for 7 days. They'll go there for 7 days. They go down there for 14 days. Hopefully I'll have them conditioned to feed by bell so it can bring them all the way back through without a lot of trouble and get them into this one. Though if I move all of their food and water over here, eventually they'll come back over here, put heat lamps or whatever in, and they'll get used to that. But that'll have been 14 days since they've been here, but it'll have been, once you get a full rotation, 28 days since they've had access to the protected areas. So it should work out pretty well, and I'll keep you abreast of it. It's taken a lot longer than I expected. It took me, the bees are here, they're happy. It took me a whole day just to clear this huge pile of brush that we had stored up here. And I hated to do it, but you see that big black mark over there? I spent a day burning brush. It was actually kind of invigorating, and it wasn't very high value stuff. It was the only thing I could do with it. And I've spent more time digging to make sure everything is not level, but lined up. This goes downhill a little bit this way, so this whole structure is slightly downhill. Since it's an aviary and not a house, it's really not a big deal. Anyway, well, I'll catch up with you. Hope you enjoy your weekend. If the weather cooperates, and it doesn't look like it's gonna cooperate, you know what? I'll be out here working on her tomorrow. It's gotta get that dirt in there. I wanna get these planted, so while the rest of the construction's happening, we have a good amount of time for all this vegetation to establish before the birds come in. What's gonna get planted, you'll see later. See how the bees are doing. We need to feed the bees. Feeders are empty. I'll take care of that in the morning. Charlie, let's go have a beer, bro.